What's up YouTube? My name's Mike, my channel is MDH5169, and today we're going to talk about a 56 Chevy. So before I even get started this morning, I just want to say I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you got everything that you wanted for Christmas, and most importantly, I hope you were able to spend time with your family, your friends, the people who are important in your life. Today, this is the car I want to focus on. It's my 1956 Chevy 210. Chevy offered these in 3 different trim levels. There was a Bel Air, which was the top of the line. There was a 210, middle of the line obviously, and the 150. You will hear people refer to these as Tri-Fis. And Tri-Fi basically is talking about a 55 through a 57 Chevy. In my opinion, and again this is just my opinion, if you're a true hot rod guy, girl, what have you, if you're really looking to collect and you're really seriously going to have a collection over a span of years or what have you, there are just a few vehicles that you really should have in your collection, and one is a Tri-Fi, 55 through 57 Chevy. The other one being, in my opinion, again, a 32 Ford, and another vehicle that you should have is a Shelby Cobra kit car. But those are the 3 vehicles I really feel like every hot rod, true hot rod owner should own at least once in their life. So this is mine. And basically I'm going to kind of walk you around it and tell you guys a little bit about it. So there it is. It's a little dusty, but it's just a crate small block 350. As you can see, it's got power brakes. It does have discs up front and drums in the rear. It does have vintage air conditioning. It does have power steering. You know, it's clean. It's definitely not a show vehicle by any means, but it's clean. It's not a high horsepower motor. It's just a regular crate 350. I would imagine somewhere around 275 horse. So nothing really crazy going on there. Behind that, as you cannot see unless you guys have x-ray vision, and even then I don't think it would work over video, but it's got a 700R transmission. And you know what, I was actually going to check and see if I could see what kind of rear end it has, because I don't know. And it's got a Ford rear end, so you got to assume Ford 9-inch rear end, and that's the way they built them back in the day. This is definitely an older restoration, but it's a very nice restoration. Like I said, it's got disc brakes in front, drums in the rear. It cruises really, really nicely. I would say this is probably one of the nicest riding cars I have. Now, my white Plymouth, my Silver Special over there, it is an extremely comfortable car and may ride a little bit smoother than this, maybe, but as far as overall ride, steering, braking, just cruising down the road, this thing is amazing to me. I mean, it really seriously drives and handles and brakes like a newer vehicle would. You could actually daily drive this car very, very easily, and there would never be an issue with it. Rims on it are 15s up front, 16s in the back. I really like it. I like the stance of the car. I think it looks good coming and going. And I don't know, there's just something about a 55, 56, or 57 Chevy, and I really have grown to like the 56. Could be that I'm a little biased because I own one. Interior is clean. It's not show by any means, but it is a clean interior. I'll show you guys the gauges. I'll get on the other side in just a second and show you the gauges. But it does have aftermarket gauges. It's got the low car shifter, tilt wheel. You can see the air conditioning vents underneath the dash. And it works off the old original climate control. It's got an aftermarket stereo system in it, which at this point in time does not work. Now, I told you guys before, if you watched any of the other videos, we were having some issues with the gauges on this car, and that was remedied. They are working right now, but now I think we just got some loose connections for the speakers or something like that, because the stereo's not working. But truthfully, I don't listen to the stereo that much anyway, but it does have the ability to like plug it into my phone and listen to, you know, the music off my phone. But you can see there's the gauges. They fit in there very, very nicely. Got everything that I need there. All the lights, signals, everything like that works, and it's just overall a very, very clean car. Tip the wheel up there. Let's talk about the story of this car. I always wanted a Tri-Fi Chevy. That was one of my bucket list cars. I have several bucket list cars. and there's still a few left to go, but definitely a Tri-5 Chevy was one of the vehicles that I wanted. I'm looking on Craigslist and I see this car, and so it happens to be in Turlock, so I get a hold of the guy. We just text back and forth, and I ask him about it, and he tells me where he lives, and I'm thinking, okay, well, this is like maybe 10 minutes from my house if I hit all the lights wrong. How can I pass that up, right? As you guys have watched any of my videos, you know, if it's close to my house, I'm even more intrigued and interested. So I said, okay, let me come over and take a look at it. I drive over, I take a look at it. We take it out for a little spin. He takes me down the freeway, and then he's coming back and he pulls over the side of the road and says, okay, you can drive it. I said, no, it's okay, I don't need to drive it. And I didn't, because truthfully, again, I didn't really think I was gonna buy the car. Sometimes I think I'm just gonna go look for fun, just check it out. But again, we get back to the house, I talk to him a little bit more, I know where he's at price-wise, so I leave, and I start thinking about it. And I do this so often, I start thinking, okay, how can I make this work? What am I comfortable spending on it? So he and I text back and forth a little bit, finally negotiated a price, so got him a cashier's check and went and picked up the car. And after I actually bought it, was the first time I actually drove it, and I was not disappointed at all. Anyway, let's see, I don't know that there's really much else I can tell you about the car, other than we need to set the camera up and go for a little ride in this bad boy. But okay, setting out in the 56, we're just gonna run around the block, maybe run down the road a little bit. It's already kind of warmed up a little bit, but I still like just to get all the fluids flowing, the rear end, the transmission, before I step into it. Like I said, guys, a heavy car, not a lot of horsepower, not a lot of torque, it's not fast, but it is a great cruiser. As a matter of fact, I think we'll maybe run down the freeway a couple exits and come back and just kind of show you really how well it does on the freeway. It's just a great cruising car. It sounds like my speedometer cables maybe needs a little lubrication or whatever. It's making a little bit of a noise, but not too bad. So let's cruise on down the freeway and see there, we're cruising along. It says 80, but we're definitely not doing 80. I think it's a little closer to 70, but still cruising along, a little over 2,000 RPM. And this thing just hums. One hand on the wheel, cruising very comfortably. And you can see, we're just cruising along with California traffic, no problems. Another nice thing about these cars is a lot of glass, so you really don't have any blind spots. You can see all around you. These old school vehicles, they don't ride very well. Well, I mean, truthfully, yeah, suspension and technology has come a long way in the past, what, 60 years. But you can update the suspension, you can update the brakes, the drivetrain, and make these into just really modern day cars. And this one's pretty close. Like I said, the build was done probably 20 years ago, so it's definitely not the latest technology. But it does, it rides very nice, it handles the corners pretty nicely, it doesn't sway or lean like a lot of these old cars do. It gets its share of looks, and like I said, I can cruise down the road and very comfortably. I haven't put a lot of miles on the car itself. I don't put a lot of miles on my cars anyways, but I haven't driven it a ton. But I do, every time I drive it, it puts a smile on my face. It's a good time. And if you're a car collector and if you haven't owned a Tri-5, you really should get one. If you can swing it. They're cool cars. I remember a guy I used to work with like 20 plus years ago. Little second gear there, huh? Yeah. Anyway, I remember him telling me like 20 years ago, he loved the 55 Chevys, and he told me the 55 Chevy is a standard that every vehicle should be measured by. I don't know if I go that far, but there are definitely some diehard followers out there. You know, nice paint, nice interior, good drivetrain, reliable. I want the vehicle to start and run whenever I go out to start it or want to drive it or what have you. That's what I want, and that's what I've got. That's, you know, most of my collection is. So do a little acceleration pull here for you guys. Show you how beastly this thing is with its 275 horsepower and 4,500 pounds of curb weight. Yeah, not gonna win any contests in the acceleration, but who cares? You know, it looks cool doing it. Sometimes it's just about looking cool. It's not all about speed, power, and how fast can I go. And you know, I figure I got a few vehicles that have the speed and power, and I'm good with that. All right, so back at the shop, but again, there she is in all her glory. Really like the car, really enjoy it. Glad I bought it. Definitely one of the ones I would more like to keep. I've had a couple people ask me about it, but just not looking to get rid of it at this point. Down the road maybe, but at this point it's a keeper. So with that, this is probably gonna be my last upload before the new year, so I'm gonna wish you guys a very happy new year. I hope whatever you guys do, you're safe out there, have a good time. Definitely want to thank you for tuning in today. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time or haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Lots of cool stuff coming in 2018, I promise. And with that, God bless, take care, have an amazing day.